Zoom and
Okay, thank you for coming. I know today is the start of the long weekend, and thank you for taking the time to come here. I just wanted to share some of our curriculum. What's WCT Brookfield? Why are you here? And sometimes I wonder why you're here. So I wanted to share some of what we do here and what we do outside of here. So I wanted to go over that quickly so I don't take too much of the time. Okay. We are 13th location officially, and then we have one location closed due to the master's health issue. Thankfully, fingers crossed, the last 22 years, no one school closed. And even after COVID, we were very quickly switched to Zoom classes, and we tried that out. And then so many loyal parents here, and they're very teaching their kids about try to show them more normalcy that we were going through this difficult time. So we were actually survived. I don't want to use that word, but we made it through. And now we try to go back to normal again, making the mask optional. And I just want to say thank you to all of you. That's why we still have our door wide open. Okay. Why World Champion Taekwondo? Why WCT Brookfield? World Champion Taekwondo motto and benefits, keys for successful program, and college planning, master's demonstration, summer camp, after school, and I'm going to add the NK Foundation that we are having. Okay, that's our agenda today. Okay, why Taekwondo? That's back in 2019. We are thinking more people have joined since then. As many as 70 million people in the world practice Taekwondo right now. Even more now because that's back in 2019. And 4 million of those Taekwondo students are black belts. Okay, so you have that many black belts in the world that's under the headquarters Cookie One, which is we are under. Okay, and Taekwondo is practiced in 188 countries, and it's also helping students with the mentally and also academically, also physically. Okay, and it's only sports that you know of or you can think of that you can be shared with family. So Ms. Jackie, Mr. Choi, Ms. Diane, Mr. Choi is black belt, and Ms. Jackie and Ms. Diane is almost black belt. So that's why I think Taekwondo is really great for family to practice as a team. Okay, and it's also constant disciplinary within yourself, and it's also lifelong. We have Mr. Tony, who are 74 years old, and student here. So, and we have as little as 3 years old. So that long age span here. Okay. Why WCT Brookfield? We have authenticity here, originality, and history. I think Taekwondo is a big part about teaching the culture too. How I was raised, and then how it can be instilled in American students, American child. So I think that's huge benefit here that I can offer. And also I experienced in both Korea and United States culture because I was under the care of my American mom. I call her mom. She was taking care of me when I was in high school. So I got to experience her culture too, and which I can benefit both from, both Korea and America. And we belong to USAT, ATU, and WTMU. That's the World Masters Union. That's what we're going to go through so that I will be officially appointed to test third and fourth and higher. So that's what I'm going to go for this November, maybe when they hold it. And then maybe if I'm ready, I'm going to test for fifth too. Okay, and we have 14 locations, like I mentioned before, and then we have vision and resources to send off students to college and possibly scholarship, and leadership team and volunteer awards, and also for Matthew and Timmy Hannah, Lina, they are the national team, so they are going to train to get to that state champion and national title. And we also plan to fundraise so that we can help out. We can reach out to the community, and that's when Ms. Jackie and Ms. Amy will come in, and Ms. Jean to share a little bit about what we just started to do in NK Foundation. Okay, and it's our motto, as you know, it's a Christian determination, and I am very strong believer in those words because some of those words got me open many doors. When I was in America by myself, when I bowed to them, my teachers were shocked. When I bowed to them, they liked me because I bowed. So that was just not because it was in my culture, but it was to show them respect, and that's how I was showing them respect. And we were raised not to talk back to the parents and then teachers, and that was the first my cultural shock that I saw my friend talking about the teacher. I almost myself. So that's the motto that we always have our students keep repeat so that those words will be, I don't want to say brainwashed, but good way. Okay, so benefits, I see huge improvement academically because they increase on focus, they increase on listening better, and also physically because we do exercise here, not just taekwondo training, but in taekwondo training, you can still build strength as Mr. can share later and Mr. Choi. And also mentally, everything here is positive. Will never, ever, I would not allow any of my instructor or anybody would say, oh, negative, no negative there. Everybody's have a different capability, and that's what I respect. So even if somebody couldn't make a fist, and they come in, and then they were trying so hard to make a fist, that's good for me. I don't know what other people say, or how can he or she get that belt when he made so many. You don't see what I see in the class. So I don't want any parents to talk about other students or other child. I'm not allowed. That's not allowed here. Okay? Key to success, encouragement, positivity, praise, communication, and make it fun. Yet I am in a strict side. If I compare to all the 13, 14 other masters that we have, I am in a strict side. So if you don't like it, please let me know. But I think some strictness we need for the kids so they learn good way. I'm not going to be yelling or anything, but good way of have them when or when not to, and when to respect and when to listen and when to be disciplined. Okay, and communication is a big key because those of you who are here, who've been here longer than 3-4 years, we talk to many things that comes along, in a way. Parents who open their heart to talk to me. I treat all my students like my nephews and nieces, or even my own child. So if you open up your heart and then let me know, I am very honored, and I will do my best to talk to you about it and to have communication through it so that they can be successful. Okay. And this is a motivation, goal, and encouragement that we do. As you know, you can see the trophies, the belt. We do all those that last 22 years, nothing changed. Since then, we saw how to have students stick to it and motivated, and also encouraged. So when they come to the belt test, it's not just getting to the next belt. It's about them doing their best for 2 months, and they get something, rewards back, so that they feel, okay, I've tried and I practiced and I accomplished something. That's the meaning of belt test. I know we have a lot of belts, but try to have this Korean belt system to America, it was just impossible. When I was training 6 days a week, hour and a half a day, compared to 35 minutes, 40 minutes class, 2 classes a week, totally different lifestyle. So it's impossible. If I tell any parents that, okay, you have to start coming 5 days a week, I don't think I'll be successful here. That's just different lifestyle. So all those are kind of embedded in so that the kids can be stay and then motivated and then do their best till they're black belts and even after. Like Matthew started on here, so he's been training very long time. So that's why he's been really sticking to it. And now as he's growing older, I give him more responsibility. He's my junior instructor now. He's helping the class, he's teaching the class. Now he's holding the boards. All those are all coming along. So when Ray's grow up, or when Tiago or when Owen, I have so much to offer. As long as they have heart to it. If they want to have a heart to like the kids, be patient with the kids, and willing to help, we have so much to do. This big packet for them to go. Junior leadership program. So, okay, so that's the level 3, but before level 3, those are the trophies they will get through the level 2, and this is a level 3. Every belt, they will get the small tigers, and then when they get to the black white belt, they'll get a special blue uniform for them to wear for the black belt. Okay, so we have all the system all the way to first and second and third, and so they will have something to do. It's not. I'm not going to have just a water bag laying around and then have them just kick and then go home. Every time they will have different form, different kick, different self-defense, and different breaking. Every 2 months. And then yes, of course, we will repeat after certain months, but in that level 2 and 3, they will keep getting challenged. That's why they're still coming. If it's boring for them, I don't think they will come. Okay? Okay, as you know, we have a belt test every even month. Okay, as you can see, those are the belts level. White, non-belt and white belt are level 1. Yellow to brown, level 2. Red, white to black, white is level 3. And black, yellow is level 4. And that's when not just students, parents give up too. Because it might seem like, where are we going? Because you don't have every belt test anymore when you get to the level 4. So how long? When will he be ready? When will she be ready? It's up to you. You bring them regularly, you do extra, you bring them to black belt. It's up to you. When they are here, I get them ready. But if they don't come regularly because they will start giving you a hard time. Oh, I go, I do form again. Okay, and that's what you should say. And you're going. And you're doing it. You're sticking to it. That's what we have to team up. And those are the critical times, especially level 4. Those are the times we really have to communicate together and really get them through it, because I give them a hard time. You know, when some other master will have stand a little lower than me, I say, oh, I think this is really good. This is good enough for the black belt test. Maybe I have a little higher standard than that. So when my students go to black belt test, my students are usually better than that. So that's what I cannot still let go of. But like I said, everybody has a different capability. So for me, for them to start here and then they get up to here, then they're ready for black belt test. It doesn't matter how good they do, it's about how much effort they put. Okay. Okay, so that's, I don't know if you're big in soccer, but that's Messi and Luis Suarez. Those are Messi is the best soccer player in the world, and look what he's doing. He's sitting and watching his son playing games. If, as you know, if you're in their shoes, best player, would you get into the field and say, coach, what are you doing? Do something, right? But he's living into his coach, or he's believing in him, and then let him do his job. So those are the things when somebody say, oh, what about buying belt? Why you doing this? Why is you testing? That's, I want you to let me do my job, because I see them here. Every 2 months, I see them, how much they improve, how much they put on effort. So I make that decision too. Yes. If I don't tell you, okay, Ray is not ready this month, then just bring him. Even if you don't think he's ready, oh, Mr. Chris, I don't think he's ready. I will tell you. I will tell you. Okay, I do tell you. So just believe in me. Say, man, Ray was doing this. Now he's doing it. That's good enough for me. But he showed that effort to bring that up. So yes, he's ready. Then, right? So if he's not or she's not ready, I will let you. So just let me make the decision. Okay. And then later down the road, or even now, even orange belt, green belt, they can join the black belt club, which this sparring is the Olympic. Those are the official Olympic gear. So that's what we have. That's what you will purchase for your black belt club. You'll get all those gears. And then for the weapon, you get bamboo sword and nunchucks with the red uniform that you can see on the TV over there. Okay? And that's actually 2 extra classes a week. So yes, you'll be coming more because you'll be doing that. That's black belt test every day. So now we are going back to the group test again, starting June. So Miss Diane, Miss Jackie will be doing that in June 4th. Right. Okay. So yes, all those up to this moment, and that's the best moment. I see a lot of parents crying, so you have to bring your tissues. And yes, those are the amazing feelings when the kids go through all those tests, very difficult tests, and the test I can proudly say it's the hardest in the United States. So when they go through this, I cannot wait to see Owen, Pierre, Ray, Carter, and Bezzy. Some of you were already there. Mr. Choi was there, Matthew. So they've been through that, so they know how that feeling. Okay. Okay. So I'm going to talk a little bit about the universities. Okay, so now Taekwondo is recognized by the universities a lot throughout the USA, and then many Ivy League schools has Taekwondo club. So for Matthew, if he goes to Cornell, there's a Taekwondo club in Cornell. So you'll be competing NCAA tournament, which is held by AAU. It's also a big sports association by USA, and we already have an instructor there that's competing already. And then now they're training still through the Zoom, and we are still getting connected with all these universities too. And Black Belts 35, as you know, in the Cookie One, and the tournament that we talked about. Okay. Now I know some of you might think, oh, it's too early. Okay, let's talk about college playing. National team. Okay, Hannah, Yeji, there's just turned, my daughter just turned 7, and she's in the elite team because Taekwondo is about repetition. It's about habit, and it's very hard. And now it's getting harder. So if you start early, better chance. Okay. State championship, we have huge advantage because we host Connecticut State Championship. But we have a big body. So we got sanctioned by USAP, which is affiliated with the Olympic Committee. So we have the huge advantage. But we did it in Newtown. So our student doesn't have to travel far. And some other students that comes from other states, they come from New Jersey, Pennsylvania, Maine, Vermont, everywhere. So they have to travel here, get a hotel, and we have that whole home advantage. And Matthew here doing the volunteer, so he's getting volunteer hours, and then he's getting presidential awards from White House. And then he's also in the leadership team. So he's doing a lot here. And then we do after school. They come here directly from the school bus here. So when parents are having a hard time with the scheduling, they come here and you can pick them up at 6. and I'll make sure they have their class done before you pick them up. Okay. So those are the. This was this
19.
Minnesota?
What?
This was in Minnesota?
Yeah.
Oh, this was Minnesota. So this is my student from our school, and these are all the students from all World Champion Taekwondo. And go to the next slide for me. And this is the one of the event which Ethan competed in, and gold, silver, bronze was all World Champion Taekwondo in US National Championship. Okay, next. And those are how big the USAT National Championship is. Oh, I think I hide that slide. What that tournament, we took 61 students, I believe, and we took home about 72 or 4 medals back. So that's how many medals we took from the national championship. And that's a volunteer award ceremony that we did. And that's the presidential medal and the certificate, and the signed by the president. And then this is the leadership team that they will get this when they're ready, or I will tell you, I think you or your son or daughter is ready. Then you can start thinking about this leadership. Okay? And after school, getting off, picking up by 6, so I'm getting it everywhere. Okay. So try to get the homework done. I do not have ability to tutor them because my license is not letting me allowed to. And then I just let them know they have to get it done. Let me know. I say, okay, finish and show me when you're done. That's what I can do. So they will get their homework done. Okay. And then I am licensed by the Connecticut, and I have all the CPRA certified, and there's a classroom right there, and they love to play. And when they get off the bus, they usually have a free time, so they do whatever they take all the things down, and they'll do anything they want, and they play well together. And then take on the class while they're here, and then of course they'll do homework and reading. What else? So we have a flea market coming up. I think we're going to schedule one soon. The kids are asking me every time. I might do it with the picnic that we did last year. Then maybe we'll do the flea market there, so we can do it all together. And then we do Halloween party here. Black Friday sale. We do here that you get big discounts on tuition, of course, at Black Belt Club, and I try to do to be creative for the parents to save more. I think otherwise the Black Friday, and we do Christmas party, and we did a big raffle last year, and then we have all the camps. Next week we have a spring break camp, and then all the days that are off, I try to do special day camp, birthday parties, and then summer camp. And I've been talking to Mr. Choi about this one day maybe when I have extra masters here, so I can then we'll go to Korea. So that's my next goal, to take my family to my students and take on the family to Korea. Okay. That's the picture for the picnic last year. And then there was a flea market, the things that they buy with the taekwondo money. And then this is a birthday party that we do here. Okay, and then we'll just touch a little bit on struggle. When they are saying, Mom, can I skip today class? What do you say? No? Okay, go on my side.
But he's never said that.
Right.
He's like, we have to.
Not yet. Not yet. He's just he's super excited now. Just gonna carry on. But what would you say? Because before we say it, it's hard. I know it is hard because a lot of a lot of parents ask me, so I don't want to push them. I get that a lot, believe it or not. So what is pushing and what is teaching them how to be committed or responsible? They are signed up here and they say, oh, I want to be black belt. So how do you really have them really take responsible of what they say? So that's very hard to balance, right? So that's what I go through a lot. Okay, so first I see a lot of is we give kids too many options. That's the first thing. When you ask, even my daughter, 7 years old, she's watching or playing on iPad, and I say, okay, get up, we have to go to taekwondo. She said no, then would I just let her keep doing what she did, or okay, turn it off, let's go. Is that pushing? That's the day that we have to do taekwondo, or we have to do something else, or any activity. What do you have to do? Is that I just want to have some insight of, okay, what would you do? Kind of thing. Okay, so first sign is, can I skip today? That's a big sign. Believe it or not, it's a huge sign. You have to let me know. Oh, sir, today, Deji said he didn't want to come today. He was giving me a hard time when he was getting ready. So that's a big sign, okay? So let me know. And thank you for you brought him here, even though you didn't want to come. But let me do what I can do here to get him back up. So that's huge. That's a big sign, okay? So please let me know when you get the sign, okay? And then other thing is, I used to joke around to parents, say, have them read before they come to taekwondo. So you say, okay, stop reading, come to taekwondo, they will love. Or if they love to read, now let's not use that. But if they don't like to read, then we say, okay, read for about 30 minutes, and then we'll go to taekwondo. Okay, so we can use that tool. I hope it's not the right way, but I joke around like that. We have to figure something out. Okay, and one parent said, okay, so I'm going to go to see just how he does. I don't know, after 1 month, 2 months, he might say, I don't know. So that means he's done it before. Whatever activity it was, he said, okay, I will do it. And then 1 month, 2 months later, okay, I don't want to do it. That's why he or he was asking me, so what if he or she doesn't like to do after 1 or 2 months? Yes, I get that question a lot too. That's why I'm sharing. Okay, first, I want to say, what do you want to gain in here? Oh, I get a lot of, I want him to learn how to respect. I want him to be disciplined. Okay, so you think 1 or 2 months will get him that training for him to get disciplined or get him respectful? 1 or 2 months? That's maybe 8 classes that for me to have. Then I'll be a millionaire, right? If I can switch some student in 8 classes, I'll do something else, right? But just to see those questions I get, I want to share because I want you to see too. When you come in, okay, I want to teach him how to finish something. Okay, so what is finish? Black belt. Okay, it's about 2.5 to 3 years. Okay, then what if he doesn't like middle of the road? No option. You have to skip. There's no other way. I'm not hitting your child. I'm not doing anything that he will not like me. But if he doesn't want to do it, that means I challenge him something, or kick, or something that it was too hard for him. So are you going to allow your child to quit when they face some challenges? Right? That's when we go down to that. That's the biggest reason why a lot of students quit. oh, I see meant to doing that, but I can't. And then, Mr. Chris, he really doesn't like to come. Okay, let's find out why. Instead of giving him, say, okay, I'll talk to Mr. Chris, let's see. Okay, real quick, I don't want to push you. Right? So we really have to talk about it. It's really heartbreaking when I spend a year or 2 years with the students and I see a big improvement, and now he's very respectful, and then I get an email. So thank you for all you've done. We're just gonna stop. It's very heartbreaking. A year and a half, 2 years, I'm so attached. I'm very I get very connected with the kids. So I get just 1, 2 single line email. It's break my heart. So when that happens, I want you to really come forward. I'm not going to chase you. I'm not going to force you to keep sending the kids. If he doesn't like, let's find out why. And if that's reasonable, even I will say, okay, stop coming. Right? I'm not going to chase you with, okay, you sign this. I'm not going to put your son or daughter to miserable and then just chase you with the contract. I'm not like that. So let's find out why. And if it's a challenge, that's not pushing. That's really teaching him or her how to go over that obstacle. And that life lesson. The challenge that they were facing here, very nothing compared to what they'll change in real life. What we face everyday life, everyday job, everyday relationship, or anything that you face, this is nothing. So that's what I want to teach them. Okay, you face something, you hit a wall. What are you going to do? Let's get a tool and break the wall. Or let's get ladder and then jump over it or something. That's what we teach. That's what I teach. So that's why I think it's really important to get down very detailed. Why do you want to quit? Did the master teach? Right? Did he really yell at you? Or why you don't want to go? Then, because I want to play with my friends. Most of the reason I can. It's the summertime and I was swimming with my kids. I was swimming with my friends. And my mom said, let's get ready. Then I would say, it's your fault. Why would you send your child to their best friend's home and then swimming in the pool and then say, let's go to taekwondo? It's not right. Right? Yes, of course. It's going to be hard for them to really say bye to their friends and come here, especially during summertime. So let's get that to the routine, and then when we have taekwondo, let's figure something out and we do something before you come. Then maybe we'll have less issue. Okay. Okay. So another thing I talk a lot about is perspective. Is it education? What is taekwondo teach? What is taekwondo?
I would say more educating.
Did you know before you come with Ray that was education or it was more recreation? Education you knew. Okay. Anybody else thought that, I wanted to have my son exercise or right. Did you think it was going to be really getting down to education? No, right? Okay. Because in Korea, when we go to taekwondo, we see a master, and growing up thinking that he was my teacher. We don't see him as my sports coach. We see him as a teacher. So when we have to go to taekwondo, it's like we're going to school. So we don't give mom or daddy a hard time to say, can I skip? You wouldn't let your kids skip school, right? So we never had an option to ask, can we skip today? So let's kind of compare that. So when you look at taekwondo, yes, they get exercise done, but in the long run, I want them to be educated, how to be loving for their family, how to learn value of the family, and how much you do for them. Those are things I tell them a lot. Especially bell test, I tell them a lot. See how much mom and dad do for you? They work so hard. They do everything because they love you. And you don't listen to them. Right? So I do that. So I want to teach them the family is the most important people in their life. Okay? Okay. So too many activities. Oh, that's another good one. I get that a lot, especially springtime. Oh, my son plays free soccer and he does swimming. I think it's kind of too much. So taekwondo is the first one. They always say, oh, taekwondo is going to be the first one we're going to take a step for that. Okay, so let's look at that. Okay, next slide. Okay. When parents give me that as an excuse, I said, watch too much. What? 7, 5, 6 days a week for kids to handle, especially Kimmy or somebody 5, 6, 7 years old. What is too much? There's no right or wrong answer. I want you to share. What is too much? If they do one activity a day for 5 days, is that too much? That's too much? Okay.
It's more for the parent. I'm
For
sorry.
me.
I think at that age, the kids will get into whatever routine you give them, especially, my son's 4. So if we got him into a routine, he'll just go along with it like this is just normal, whereas parents,
Okay.
parents, especially in this day and age, it's multiple jobs and different hours all the time. It's hard to keep adjusting
Okay.
to things. So my daughter who's 10, who actually she's in this, is a whole different story, a different personality and everything. But again, that stems from whatever routine she's going to get into. I think she's fine with it. A lot of it is just us having to restructure stuff around just to get here.
Okay. So let me ask you another. One activity a day. How long is that one activity?
Usually.
Right. Here, 35 minutes, 40 minutes. It used to be 40 minutes, so I'm going to go back to 40 minutes soon. Coming here, going back. So it will take about hour and a half, most, right? Okay. Hour and a half, they get home around 4:20. Hour and a half, and then they get ready for dinner, and then homework, reading a little bit, and then go to sleep. So one activity a day, too much of their time in their day. Okay. I mean, because it's a different lifestyle, like I said. Okay. Here, my kids sleeps 8:39. So after they get home, they get here usually 3:30, and then 4 hours and a half, right? 4 or 5 hours a day. To eat, exercise, or anything, right? I want to go over this. I don't want you to think that, oh, this is in my mind. So if somebody says too much activity, that's why Mr. Chris doesn't listen. I want to say, because if I have a Yejin at home all day, no activity, because one activity a day for 5 days is too much. So if I keep Yejin at home, I love to send her somewhere. Okay? Not because she's not good at home. She loves being at home. But because maybe during that hours, I want her to learn something, or I want her to do something instead of sitting at home reading sometimes. But mostly what they do, game. They watch YouTube, watch game. I tell them like I tell you, say no to them. So they turn it off when I say no. But anything else they do at home? Not really. So I would say 1 or 2 activities a day is not a lot for them because they have so much energy, right? So this is my nephew. 7:30 he wakes up. 8:30 he goes to school. 9 to 2:40 school. 3 to 4 he goes to English school after school. 4 to 4:50 he gets a break. So 50-minute break. 5 to 6:30, he goes to math school. 7 o'clock, he has a dinner. 8 to 9 at night, if I open it at 9 to have a kids coming, I don't think nobody will come. 8 to 9, he has a taekwondo. 9:30, now he does homework. So 10:30, he goes to sleep. And if I tell any of my friend or any of my wife's friend it's Korea, that's not a lot. That looks a lot because we put all the things that we could put in hours, in those between hours, right? But this is their daily life. And he's 13. When I was growing up, I had a soccer practice before school. I had a soccer practice 6 in the morning, and I go to school, and then 2:40 I get out. I have a practice 3 to 6:30, and then I eat dinner at school, and then I have a practice 8 to 10. That was when I was in middle school. So I believe I'm a firm believer in how much effort you put in to be really good at something, right? They say 10,000 hours, and I give everything to the soccer. I put everything. I left taekwondo, I went to soccer, and I was devoted. I took my life in it. When I came to America, they paid off. I was the most famous one in 4 miles and the Southwest Regional. I was well known in Florida State. So I think if you really want to do something or be good at something, I think we have to really put everything in that. Right? Here, so much freedom. Okay. It's good because the kids are very, I would say, pure. They are very innocent. Korean kids, they mature so fast. They grow up so fast because it's too much. I know this is too much, but no activity a day. I don't know if I agree. So I'm going to keep learning and I'm going to keep discuss, but 2 taekwondo classes a week, I don't think that's too much activity. And then they have a soccer practice in other days. And I don't know if I agree with that, saying it's too much activity. So that's why I wanted to really talk to you about this. Okay. This is the one that I like. That when my daughter says this is too hard, I don't like it, or I want to quit. I wish she could understand that life is going to be hard, and not always too hard like it. The quitting is not an option. When you have people depending on you. That's when I simply look at her and say, put on your uniform and let's go to class. I like this. I like her. Whoever said that, she's my fan. I'm her fan. Okay, next. What can we do? Keep them active. Keep them busy. Do it together as a family. So we have a family class. So that's another good tool to really be sharing something in common. Ms. Diane practicing form number 1 through 8. She shares with me and Mr. Choi and Matthew. Okay, do it as a family. I think that's good memories to cherish when they grow up. Okay. So family class here. Ms. Diane, Mr. Choi. Okay, and this one, I'm not going to play the video, but it was a former algorithm expert from YouTube. How he's saying, what was my job to keep the kids looking at YouTube. So this was eye-opening because he was a whistleblower for Google. He said he was meant to feed your child more higher age restriction, more violent, and more sexual. That was his job. So that he can have your child watch more than 2 hours. That's how they generate income. So if they have a YouTube, make sure you watch what they're watching, and then all those suggested video next to it, make sure you have to see those. Those are what they are doing. So those are the things that you have to really be careful. But yes, sometimes I want you to, yes, I get some things that really inappropriate. And yes, it's popping up on your child iPad too. So that's what I want you to be aware of. Okay. Go to next. That's a summer camp schedule. If you are interested, I get to learn about your child more because seeing them 35 minutes doing their best, seeing them 9 to 3 is totally different story. And I see a lot. They sleep out. I see a lot. So that's when I get to learn about them more, and then that's when I try to figure out how to approach them better. So take advantage of that if you have any plan, no plan. That's our summer camp. Okay, now NK Foundation.
Okay. Hi, everyone. I'm Jackie Zittelmeyer. Oh, yeah. Well, I guess I'll stand.
Have you seen too?
I'm Jackie. I'll just quickly speak to what my experience here is quickly, and then we'll look at it. My daughters have been going here for 2 years, and I had a very outgoing child and a very anxious and low self-esteem child. And when they started, it has changed their world. So during that time, Master Chris would always say, "You should do it. You should do it." And I was like, yeah. And then it ended up, I don't know, 6 months later or something like that. What was very nice was a few years ago, before COVID, the families were encouraged to sit out. The parents were encouraged to sit out in the room, and there were chairs lined up, and we were able to really experience and witness what was happening, and we would watch it every day. And so I started getting a little intrigued because I kept watching them and saying, I don't think I can do this. And it looked fun, and it looked like a lot of exercise. And so I decided to join with my girls because I wanted to teach them, you can start at 40 years old doing anything, and it's never too late, basically. So and I've loved it ever since. And so we're taking our black belt test in June. So that's what we're going to do. Experiences here and why I'm here.
My name is Amy Kotash, and I am not a student here, and they're not students here. They might be someday, but they are heavily scheduled in other. However, it's no joke. But my connection is, first of all, full disclosure, Jackie and I are very best friends. Our daughters are the same age. We work together literally side by side for 8 hours a day. We're in the classroom 40 kids. But we had the opportunity in 2020, the end of 2019, I think it was.
Yes.
I kept hearing about this person, Chris. She would talk about him all the time. We had to get him into school. We were in Danbury, in a very inner city, low-income school with kids who have no activities and sit on YouTube hours and hours a day. So Jackie had this idea. Master Chris had been talking to her to bring him in and give our first graders. It was 8 weeks, right?
Yes, ma'am.
8 weeks of
Taekwondo training.
And we have an incredible principal who was like, yes, let's make this happen. So we had, I think, 60 kids. He came twice a day.
No,
Twice a week.
Yeah,
60.
oh,
right?
60. Yeah.
So he came twice a week for about 30 to 40 minutes. And he would have 60 kids in each group. And we would do it right along with him. And our principal would come in, and he commanded that room of 60 first graders twice a week. And it was incredible. They all had shirts. They looked super,
it was like uniform. It was very.
They'd be like, is it Taekwondo? Can I get my shirt off? We're like, well, it's not for an hour. But can I get my shirt off? And they were so excited. We made posters of the forms so that we could have communication with parents and show them, and they would practice at home, and we made flyers. And it was an incredible experience. Personally, I had a foster daughter at the time who was a student, and she lived with my family for a year. And she was in this program with us, and it was incredible for her. She had never done anything, any kind of sports or activities, and she was very shy and very, closed off. And she would come home and teach my children her fosters with like poses, and it was just amazing. So anyway, that was a really great experience, and why I wanted to come on board with the MP Foundation, kind of because I see that this is not just about a school in Brookfield. And by the way, I'm a Brookfield alumni, so I love Brookfield. I do live in Brookfield now, but it's really about community. And Master Chris wants to be a presence in the entire community. And so through the MK Foundation, that's what we're kind of hoping to do.
Right, so the MK Foundation was formed. It's a nonprofit organization. And really, Master Chris has stepped aside and has created a board and we're always looking for volunteers. You don't have to be on
Not
the board.
necessarily on the board.
No, but always have, and really, so the MK Foundation was able to sponsor this program and have him come in, and we're looking to just
do more things with schools. It's difficult now with COVID, but as things open up, hopefully we'll be able to get more into schools, more volunteering, just being a presence in the community, fundraising so that we can provide scholarships for students, not only to come here, but students from here going to college that really have an exceptional drive and all the things that Master Chris strives for. And just we have a lot of ideas, and we're open to any ideas that anyone has. If you have any, we're looking for sponsors, corporate sponsors,
any connections. We're always looking for.
So we're kind of new at this, but we're making it happen.
And Jean,
Talk to your experience.
yeah, we started, my daughter Kayla in 4th grade, and we started when she was in kindergarten. I shared with a couple of you, we started this on a wing and a prayer because Kayla was a terrible teacher. She was behavior-wise, and we came to a birthday party here, and she clicked, like Master Chris was like the Pied Piper of kids. Yeah. And we talked a lot about the Christian determination, and at that point we were like, oh my gosh, try anything. So we tried. 6-7 months later, we had our first grade parent teacher conference, and I said to her, I'm sure you know a little bit about Kayla, what's going on, and she was like, I've been waiting for the shoe to drop. She is amazing. I burst into tears. She was, and my husband and I firmly believe that this is what turned her around. And ever since, every single teacher is like, oh, she's so sweet. Not all the time. She's like, she's 10. Yeah. Going on 13. But, and she loves coming here every once in a while. It'll be, oh, do I have to go to Taekwondo? We were just talking about, do I have to go? Yeah, you need to get your coming. And then running around, having fun. I can't get her out of here. We're always the last one to leave. I'm like, let's go. But she does, she loves it. She was on the national team in 2019. And she's a black belt. She got her black belt a few years. No, a year and a half ago.
Right,
Yeah.
2020,
Yeah.
May 2020,
Mhm.
December, I believe.
Yeah, which was, and I did need to amazing. But yeah, this is our second home, our family. We love it. And we're not going anywhere.
I hope not.
No, it's not with us.
What school? Because Little Ray used to go to South Street School.
Yep,
Okay.
we're at Park Avenue.
We're at Park Avenue.
We're at Park Avenue.
I
Yeah,
think
we
you-
were
You guys
At the
went to
master
South.
demonstration, yeah,
Mrs. Guevara, right? Yeah. And
and that's
he
next.
loved it when they went there, so that's what kind of.
Yeah, that was remarkable. Because we're really excited.
All the masters came in and did this huge demonstration, and it was unbelievable. It was outstanding. It was incredible what they did.
Everybody's told.
No, stop. The flips. It was crazy.
The really special thing about our program at Park Avenue School was when the kids had completed, they got their white belt.
Yeah.
And we had a huge belt test.
All 126 students, all their family. This was a week before we
Literally,
shut
it
down
was the
COVID.
Friday where
It was
you heard
unbelievable.
COVID in the Danbury hospital.
Yeah, that was-
Remember, we were there?
We
We
got the
had just
news.
had about 500 people. in the I mean, the fire marshal was not even happy. But it was such an
It was
incredible
so amazing.
experience. And those kids, literally their world shut down next week. But they had their white belts and we would be online with them and we'd be practicing. And it was just really something special that they had right before everything happened.
That's a major goal is to try to get back in. And it's called, we did the Be a Budding Medical Leave program. So it was encouraging its, anti-bullying campaign and it was really amazing. But, okay, that's that. Oh yeah, Be a Budding Medical. That.
Okay, thank you so much.
That's it. Thank you. Thank you.
Okay. Any parent wants to share more?
Okay.
Yeah, Mr. Choi.
Okay, so my name is Choi. I'm Matthew and his dad. So originally I wanted Matthew to start teaching Taekwondo because as a parent, you're not always going to be with your kids to kind of look after them. So I wanted at least for them to be able to defend themselves. But since Matthew has been coming here, he's been learning so much more than that. Every single word up there with this determination, he's been showing at school, at home, here, all the time. The only thing I have to say that he needs work on is self-control. I have a problem with it too. And it's not the easiest thing to master. So I understand he needs to work with that, but having him here with Master Chris and Timmy is starting to kind of do what he's doing now, which I feel is kind of a good move for him. Having somebody like Matthew to look up to. I like the fact that Matthew has so many responsibilities here. It keeps him busy, keeps him out of trouble, keeps them out of watching YouTube, whatever it is. So I'm happy that he's with Master Chris right now. Sometimes he listens to Master Chris more than us, I feel like. Like if he's doing something bad, I say, do you want us to talk to Master Chris about that? And then because of that, he'll behave. So, but like I said, I am a black belt too. So Matthew started first, and then Timothy, and then my wife joined. And then after months of nagging from all three of them, I decided to join. And I've been practicing for about 3.5 years now. But it is a commitment. If you do want to the classes, you have to do this every day. You have to put in the time, especially at home. It's not just while you're here, you have to put in the time to practice while you're home too. Every individual belt you have, you're only doing like one form at a time. So that's when you have to kind of master the basic steps. And then once you're at the level 4 with the black yellow belt, that's when you actually have to put everything together and put everything you learn to be able to get that black belt. So it is the hardest belt to get once you're at the 4th level. It does take a lot of time. I think it took me about 6 months at that belt to be ready for the black belt test. But the thing is, I had my test here, so it's a lot easier for me. The next one is going to be at the other school where all the other kids are going to be there. So if you make mistakes, you're going to stand out, they're going to know. So you really have to kind of perfect all your moves to get the black belt. So use the pre-test that Master Chris offers. If you have to make the mistakes, do it now, not at the final test. But you don't want to be the only one that didn't pass the black belt test when the other 60 kids got it. So just a piece of advice: practice. Make sure you know all the forms. My wife has been asking me to help her stretch at night. We've been doing that forms, so hopefully she'll be ready by June 4th. So, and sometimes when I'm here with Matthew, I do like spending time here with Matthew. I'm sure Miss Jackie too, when you're doing stuff with your kids that they're so passionate about, it really, the sense of feeling to be able to do it with them is really amazing. Plus Matthew is almost at the age where he's going to be going away to college soon. So I do want to treasure every class I have with him. I don't know what his plans are for college, but like I said, wherever he goes, goes, I think they'll have a good foundation and he should be able to, kind of, continue to do what he's doing now. So,
So you will.
and also some of the times when I'm here, I see him doing these kicks that I know that there's no way I can do it. So it just kind of makes me feel a little old, but I do try, but that's what technology got really put in the time and effort if you want to really get to that black belt level. Once you get there, you still have to continue training because the forms are going to get harder. But as long as you have a good foundation, then you should have a problem. So if you have any questions or if you want to start taking classes with your kids, I think you can talk to Mr. Chris. But it is a good feeling to be able to do stuff with your kids that they're so passionate about.
Thank you so much. Yeah, I'm glad that. Okay, so it's been an hour. Okay, any question? If you think of any question or anything that you are not sure of or you are not understanding of what my pronunciation was, please email me and then I'll try my best to answer any question that you have. Okay, good. Okay, thank you so much for coming.
Good morning.